So thank you so much for having me join you. I've learned so much already, and I think together we can make great strides in this area. So I'm going to talk about the National Student Data Corps and AI education at scale. The National Student Data Corps is an initiative that is housed within the Northeast Big Data Innovation Hub, where I'm executive director. And this is one of the four regional big data innovation hubs Erwin mentioned earlier that were created in 2015. And we keep on trying to acquire new funding and tuck it under the hub umbrella because there's so much value we can create together. We have a number of other programs I'm going to talk a little bit about, an information commons idea that which might be able to help us in this AI initiative, and also a prototype open knowledge network program that I'm also a PI on. And I think there are some ideas there we can discuss as well. So a little background on the Northeast Big Data Innovation Hub. We were founded and funded in 2015. You can see the awards we're very grateful to have received on the left there. To be a community convener, collaboration hub, and catalyst for data science awareness, education, and innovation. The hub community, unbelievably, has grown to include over 25,000 individuals at over 2,100 institutions, including academia, industry, nonprofit, and government. The reason this happened was because when I became executive director during COVID, we couldn't do anything in person and we had to do it virtually, and it really went viral. We created the National Student Data Corps under our first focus area of education and data literacy because we wanted to create more awareness and education to teach people that data science is a thing for people who didn't even know. You know, in 2015, not many people knew about it. And then 2020, when I took this role. And so it's really grown from there. We've also been fortunate to get funding for the COVID Information Commons from NSF, a transportation data science project we did with the Department of Transportation Federal Highway Administration to teach data science skills to transportation engineers and transportation skills to data scientists. And then responsible data science, including security, privacy, and ethics, is very near and dear to my heart. I led the development with the community for a new IEEE initiative called TIPS, which stands for Trust, Identity, Privacy, Protection, Safety, and Security. So I'm going to tell you a little bit more about these programs that we have and how I think we can leverage them into the future. So in 2020, when Jeanette Wing and I who was running the Data Science Institute and was PI for the hub, we're talking, and so we want to, bring data science education to more humans. We went out to the community and said, you want to create like a founding committee. Is anybody interested in this idea? And 24 people at the time, and now we've added another 25 people, and one is in the audience. Sarah Dutton was on the founding committee. Came together, researchers, professionals, people from IBM, students, professors, everybody. And now the NSDC itself is over 20,000 individuals from almost 1,400 institutions across the US and also globally. So what is it that they get from, why do they participate in the National Student Data Corps? We have free open online data science resources for learners and educators. And learners is a good term because you don't have to be a student in a school. You know, we noticed when we were doing the Transportation Data Science Project, there were more and more professionals participating in the program and asking not to tell anybody that they were there. Because, the other thing we were mentioning today is that when you're at school, you can say, well, look, there's a new class on AI. When you're in a full-time job, you don't have time for stuff like that, right? So these open resources are valuable for really everybody. So we have Learner Central resources, over 90 resources with no prerequisites. It specifically says that. It starts with data science ethics. That's the top. I don't care what level you are in data science or AI, you have to care about the ethics of the data you're choosing, the data you're ignoring, your algorithms, all the pieces. And then from beginner to intermediate, or going all the way to supervised, non-supervised machine learning, but starting with what is data science? What is AI? What's machine learning? We also have an Educator Central, which has over 26 resources, including K through 12, higher ed, grad level content, a lot of community colleges that are participating. You can see the New York Hall of Science, which is kind of like a museum at the Old World's Fair in New York. And they actually helped create a program called Big Data for Little Kids. And we also have things like connections to Berkeley's Data 8 and other programs. And then we have the video library. And somebody was saying in one of the breakout sessions that it's really a video culture now, TikTok and this and that, not too long. I can think for 3 minutes type of thing. So we actually have over 120 videos from intro to data science to machine learning and specific examples in different domains that I'll share with you. We have a data science resource repository. It has over 1,300 resources in it for educators, like curriculum, programs, books, blogs, open data sets, and then resources for learners, self-guided lessons, data science challenges, even data science comic books. And our colleague, Julia Stojanovic at NYU, created this Data Responsibly comic book series. Includes comic books in English, Spanish, French, Portuguese, and Greek. Really kind of amazing. And so we try to make it very accessible. We like to say that our content is findable, ingestible, and digestible. We also have these videos I was talking about. So the flashcards are 3 minutes or less. Data types, data cleaning, data storytelling, data visualizations, what's a data science pipeline. And students tell us they just listen to it like a little podcast, like on their way to class. You know, it gives you just enough to get interested and maybe excited about learning more. And then for the students and learners who came to us and said, so like, what do you really do with data? Like, how does this work in AI? I don't really know what people do with it. We have master classes, which are usually 15 or 20 to 30 minutes. We have generative AI, you can see here. We have things like an introduction to AI and precision medicine. How interesting is that? So doctors are using it. We have the knowledge graph work, the prototype open knowledge network programs that includes like wildlife management and helping the homeless, like a lot of different things you can do with data and AI. So we try to really inspire people to get interested and get involved. We also do career panels because once again, people were saying, so how do people really use data? So we had career and student panels, students talking about, so why, you know, like high school students and undergrads asking grad students, why did you go into this? Why are you getting a PhD in this? You know, why do you want to learn this? As well as people who were using it, like we had a gentleman from Warner Music talking about using AI and machine learning, you know, and marketing is a good area where we're using AI pretty well. And that's where it's like probably not so scary to use it. You know, you're just learning enough to get started if you're doing marketing. And so industries discussed include, you know, higher ed, scientific discovery, music, marketing, as I said, government, public policy, conservation, rehabilitation, animal health, public health, public policy, healthcare communications, all sorts of domains. And we have industry professionals, startups, professors, students, like I said, all sorts of people. So people, it really humanizes it. It's not just like a thing you learn and a device you have to use or a computer thing. It's really humans talking about how they use these tools for good. Another thing that happened, and we try to always listen to the community first, is they said, you know, when I try to get a job, they say I need to have real data science expertise and experience. And I say, but I need a job to get experience. And they said, well, you need experience to get a job. And so they came to us and said, how do we fix this? We said, we can help you with that. So we created these hands-on data science projects, and each of them leverages an open data set because anybody can get to this website. And what they do is, you know, they can go and say, I'm interested in just getting started. So there's like a Netflix data cleaning project, takes about an hour or two. You log in, you say, I want to do this. You get a Google Colab notebook. All you need is a Gmail ID. Then we give you the challenges, and then you send in your visualizations and your final report. You can get a certificate. We've had over 8,000 participants, have given out over 1,500 certificates, and they're in the areas of health, finance, business, marketing, public policy, environment, conservation, transportation. And the simplest from Netflix data cleaning to you can see here like, you know, radiology image classification or transportation data science. So that's a way that we can help them have hands-on learning. And then we have a mentoring program and a Slack channel to help them. We also have a chapter program. Once again, listening to the community. One of the students at Temple University, he's getting his PhD in aerospace engineering from RPI now. But from Temple, he reached out to us and said, can we have a chapter? We're like, a chapter? Sure. How are we going to do that? So we did. And they're student-led chapters with an academic advisor. There are 61 of them now. We have them at various institutions, institutions of higher ed, community colleges like Queensborough Community Colleges, large institutions like UCLA or Johns Hopkins, even middle schools and high schools like you can see Passaic Academy and Bergen County. So and their advisors are very much in, you know, in the front with us because they're minors, but they support it and then they manage it. And so this is a community. We have like 5,000 students across these chapters now. And some of the chapters are even community and regional chapters. One of the higher ed institutions in Texas said that they actually wanted to engage with like a local mosque community. Very interesting. So they created an NSDC chapter for Austin. How cool is that? And these chapters create and participate in hands-on workshops, community outreach. They use the data science projects and make it a group report, like a group project. They'll listen to our data science career panels that are all on YouTube. They'll have like a watch party, bring in the popcorn or the pizza, and then they talk about what they learned. And they do in-person and virtual speaker events too to find other inspiring people that help them use data. We also have a Career Central because people would like to get jobs as well. And so we have career resources, we list professional organizations, we have interview and presentation advice. We also have a portfolio and network building group. We're going to be doing another upcoming webinar on that where we teach them how to build a digital portfolio, resume writing, all sorts of stuff. We also have internship opportunities. People send us that we post career opportunities and funding and presentation opportunities. Another program that we're involved in at the Hub is the Prototype Open Knowledge Network, which was funded in 2023 by the National Science Foundation with 5 other agencies you can see on here. And the idea of this Prototype Open Knowledge Network is to facilitate the development and deployment of the first ever Prototype Open Knowledge Network, or Proto-OKN we call it, to enable data-driven artificial intelligence-based solutions and actionable insights that will drive U.S. competitiveness, very complementary to what we're talking about today. And so with this program, I'm part of the Educate team, the Education Gateway. And once again, we created master classes. This sounds like this technical, very difficult thing. So we had the leaders and some of the students involved in these different projects do master classes. Now, they'll talk about like the SPOKE project, which is Scalable Precision Medicine Open Knowledge Networks. You can see we were talking a lot about agriculture today with the extension program. There's the Sawgraph one, which actually looks at safe water and agriculture. There's SOCG, a knowledge graph for informing soil carbon modeling. There's an integrated justice platform. There's DreamKG regarding helping the homeless with explainable AI. It's amazing that you can do these things with AI. And so when we teach people that they can, we're hoping they get inspired to get more involved. So that's what I wanted to share with you today. It was kind of an overview of what we do at the Hub, and specifically the NSDC platform, that I really believe this platform and community of support can be leveraged and we can grow it to meet the goals of AI Ready America. So thank you.